Hello and welcome to the DX Corner for your weekly dose of DX. I'm Bill, AJ8B. The 2011 T-32 Charlie D Expedition QSO record of 213,022 has been shattered by the German five-man team at J51 Alpha. As of March 11th, the J51A team had 217,671 contacts in just 16 days. T32C was back in the day before the current digital modes of FT4 and FT8. During their de-expedition, that team operated for 30 days and had 48,966 unique contacts, a record that still stands. Congrats to the new QSO record at Team J51 Alpha, and they still have 4 more days to go. Well, since that came out, we know how they finished. Quote, we have an update from J51 Alpha. They finished with 255,639 QSOs and 49,600 different call signs, which was also a record. They are now QRT. Remember, they have 5 people traveling with 18 suitcases, 2 oversized ski bags, 6 pieces of hand luggage containing the bandpass filters and triplexers, and 5 backpacks containing the radios and power supplies. That sums up 600 kilograms of gross weight. Congrats to the Germans at G51 Alpha for a fantastic effort. It is well done. And speaking of great efforts, we have an update on 3 Yankee Zero Kilo, Bouvet Island. The entire 3 Yankee Zero Kilo team is safely back on the vessel after a successful expedition to Bovetoya. We made more than 100,000 contacts and achieved our goals. It was an extraordinary undertaking involving years of planning, complex logistics, and determination needed to succeed. The team worked well together under harsh conditions, cold, snow, and windy weather. Buvatoya is known for its remoteness and unpredictable weather, and while it was a beautiful island, any attempt going onshore involved a risk. Despite all the challenges we encountered, the team stayed focused on our goals, determined, and the result is due to real teamwork. We've been working with professional expedition guides, pilots, crews, and a vessel that all contributed to the success. We wish to thank everyone who believed in us, supported us, and made this a great expedition. Thanks to all of our individual sponsors, clubs, organizations, and corporate sponsors for their contribution. Our logs will soon be open for OQRS, 7-3 from the 3 Yankee Zero Kilo team. And really, hats off to them in both of those expeditions. That was fantastic. The following DX information comes from Bernie, W3UR, editor of the DailyDX, the WeeklyDX, and the How's DX column in QST. If you would like a free 2-week trial of the DailyDX, your only source of real-time DX information, just drop me a note at thedxmentor@gmail.com. Well, let's get an update on a couple of ongoing DXpeditions. The first is the Charlie Yankee Zero Sierra DXpedition to Canada. Travel has begun for the CY0S team. Glenn W0GJ departed his home in Iowa in the very early hours of Wednesday morning en route to North Carolina to meet up with WA4DAN. Glenn is projected to arrive at the home of WA4DAN by late on Thursday, the 12th. On Friday, Glenn and Murray will go through the checklist of all the gear. This includes the long ski bags with the antennas and spider poles. Each bag will be opened, inventory, and weighed to make sure that all is accounted for. In the ski bags are the antennas, spider poles, guy rings with guy ropes already measured and attached with 42-inch long wood guy stakes for the loose sand on Sable Island. Glenn and Murray began their long drive to Nova Scotia on Saturday morning with projected arrival by late afternoon on Monday. The team members continued to monitor the weather forecast for Halifax, Nova Scotia, as well as Sable Island. The extended forecast is for rain on Monday the 16th and Tuesday the 17th. The flights to the island are scheduled for Wednesday the 18th. A weigh-in of team gear will be conducted on Tuesday at our aviation partners' hangars. Thank you to Sable Aviation and Vision Air Services for working with us again on this expedition. Now, I do know that the first plane had landed and a couple of operators were already on Sable Island, and honestly, by the time you're listening to this, they'll probably be QRV. So here's an update on Tango X-Ray 5 Echo Uniform update to Austral Islands. Quote, we finally made it to our new Tango X-Ray 5 Echo United QTH on Austral Island, Rivave, and started setting up antennas and equipment. So far, 5 of the 9 antennas are already set up. This includes VDAs on 20 meter, 15, and 12 meters, the DX Commander, and the 40-meter vertical. The rest will follow tomorrow morning after sunrise and quick coffee. Operation will start around 6 a.m. GMT on the evening of March 13th. Watch for our first signals to come out strong. 7.3 from the TX5 Echo United Group. Well, now I have two updates on Central Kiribati, Tango 31. The Rebel DX group said that their upcoming Tango 31 Tango 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 activity, starting around March 25th on Kanton Island, will likely be their last operation, quote, for some considerable time, end quote, similar to their 3 Delta 2 Charlie Conway Reef operation. They say they are joining government officials and a Ministry of Fishery and Environmental delegation, and note that the rules are changing soon, including likely a lockdown of access for visitors for environmental protection reasons. We have a second update then, a few days later. The Rebel DX Group's upcoming Tango 31 Tango 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 operation, which is scheduled to start around March 25th, gave us this update. Preparations are complete with the ship loaded with supplies, fuel, and generators. They are now on their way to Fiji, headed to Samoa to be joined by 7 Kiribati government officials who will be part of the trip to Kanton Atoll. And if you don't have Tango 31, you may want to make sure you get this one in the log, because if they really tighten up the screws to who can visit, it may be a long time before they get going again. The group going to Honduras, which is Hotel Radio, which includes KN2 Papa, Nancy 7 Victor Zulu, and W7UM, have gotten their call sign for the Honduras DXpedition from the new government and new commissioner for telecom. The call sign is Hotel Quebec 9 United Mike, and the dates are March 24th to the 31st. They will be on 160 through 10 meter sideband CW and FT8 and will be using LOTW for QSLing. And they have the HQ9 X-ray call sign for the CQ Worldwide Single Sideband Weekend Contest. Otherwise, they will be holiday style. I have a hunch, knowing some of those operators, you're going to hear them a lot. From Sri Lanka, which is 4 Sierra, I have this. Andre, Radio 8 Whiskey X-ray, will be active as 4 Sierra 7 Whiskey X-ray George, primarily from a villa in Matarik, Sri Lanka, between March 19th and March 25th, and potentially from a hotel in Hikadawu from March 25th to March 27th. On March 21 and 22, Andre will focus on operating in the RDXC, prioritizing competition participating over other activities. Operations will mainly be on CW and sideband on bands 28 megahertz to 3.5 megahertz and potentially 1.8 megahertz with 100 watts of power and various antennas such as an inverted V, a ground plane, or a vertical, using a Sun SDR2 DX receiver. QSL options include Hamlog, LOTW, Direct, and the QSL Bureau. This trip combines an on-air time with family vacation. For his upcoming 3 Golf Zero Yankee Echo, which is Easter Island, from March 28th to April 11th, Marcus, Delta Juliet 4 Echo Lima, will bring several antennas, a 14-meter pole fitted with quad antennas for 10, 15, 20, a 12-meter pole with a quad antenna for 6, 12, and 17, and a 10-meter pole supporting a quarter-wave vertical antenna for the 40-meter band. So look for Easter Island. From the Zambia, which is 9 Juliet, we have Robert, Delta Mike 7 X-ray, who will be operating as 9 Juliet 2 Radio Oscar from the Fountain Gate Crafts and Trade School, March 16th to the 30th. So he's already QRV, and he will be participating in the CQ WPX single sideband contest, which is March 28th and 29th. And we have a couple from Vanuatu, which is Yankee Juliet. Victor Kilo 2 Yankee Uniform Sierra, Chris, plans an operation as Yankee Juliet 0 Charlie Alpha. He will be at Port Vila from March 18th to April 2nd, single sideband only. The same gear as previously, an IC 7300 to a small amplifier and simple wire antennas on 40 through 10 meters. He says his main operating times will likely be between 2100 and 1000 Zulu. Chris logs on the paper and then has a, quote, high-quality physical card for confirmation. Cards will be sent out airmail in April from Australia. And you can check QRZ.com for the details on his QSL address, etc. And then from Vanuatu, again, Yankee Juliet, we have Aki, Juliet Kilo 1, Juliet X-ray Zulu, who will operate as Yankee Juliet 1, Yankee X-ray Zulu from Port Vila, Vanuatu, between March 15th and April 3rd. He should be QRV back by now. And he will be active on 80 through 6 meters after 5 p.m. local time on weekdays and all day on weekends. From St. Bartholomew, Fox Juliet, we have this. Delta Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra Andreas is now active from St. Bart's as Fox Juliet stroke Delta Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra for the month of March. He is QRV on CW, FT4, and FT8 on 3.5 through 50 megahertz, including participation in the ARL International DXCW contest. QSL via Delta Kilo 6 Alpha Sierra. Victor Papa 2 Echo, which is Anguilla, Jack M0 Papa Lima X-Ray, SP9 Fox India Hotel, and SQ2 Radio Alpha Delta will be QRV from Anguilla until March 22nd, so just a couple more days. They will use the call signs VP2 Echo Lima X-Ray and VP2 Echo Whiskey Echo, respectively. Their activities will cover 160 through 6 meters, with each operator focusing on specific frequencies. Operations will take place on single sideband and CW using multiple transceivers, amplifiers, and both verticals and directional antennas. During the 3-week stay, Jack also plans to do some short sightseeing and possible radio activities from St. Martin, which is FS, Saba, which is PJ6, and St. Bartholomew, which is Fox Juliet. And finally, we have Victor 5, Namibia. Gunter, Delta Kilo 2 Whiskey Hotel, is currently operating as Victor 51 Whiskey Hotel from a farm near Omarumu, Namibia, and will remain active until March 24th, covering frequencies from 160 to 6 meters, including 60 meters. This week, the DX Mentor podcast will feature George, KJ6VU, and a discussion of his station controller system and a new product, iShare Radio. Give it a listen and let me know what you think. And if George's call sounds familiar, KJ6VU, it's because he's the host of the Ham Radio Workbench. So now I have a contest update. The CQWPX Contest Committee invites you to participate in the 2026 CQWPX Single Sideband Contest, which runs from 0 UTC on 28 March to 23:59 UTC on 29 March, so you got 48 hours. CQWPX SSB is the largest, quote, everyone can work everyone for points, end quote, single sideband operating event in the world. It's a phenomenal opportunity to meet friends, build your prefix totals, contribute to your club's efforts, and have fun. All are welcome to encourage and to participate. Now, please take note. New for 2026, logs must be submitted within 48 hours after the end of the contest, which means no later than 23:59 UTC on March 31st. Logs can be uploaded to cqwpx.com log check. We encourage everyone to upload their logs, and participants submitting logs for scoring by the deadline can download certificates once the results are published. So even if you only work for an hour, you can at least get a cool certificate. Please go to cqwpx.com for the full set of rules, past results, records, plaques, and other resources to support your CQWPX sideband activities. We wish you all the best and look forward to seeing you in CQWPX Single Sideband 2026. And that's from the CQWPX Contest Committee. And I will tell you, with a call like AJ8B, the WPX contest for me is a great contest because I'm actually the one they're chasing. So I enjoy the heck out of it. Until next week, this is Bill, AJ8B saying 7-3, and thanks to my XYL Karen for her love and support. I hope to hear you in the pile-ups. Have a great DX week.